Arenado got traded to the Cardinals for 5 players, and not even one of them, or actually one of them, is actually a top 10. And how much did the Dodgers actually pay for Trevor Bauer? All here in Real Talk Baseball. Hey there, this is Real Talk Baseball. I'm Carlos Baseman. With me as always is Will Power and Tony Snap. We have a lot to talk about. There's been a lot of movement in the MLB lately, so let's just get right into it, man. Let's go into Arenado trade. Did you guys agree with that trade, or do you guys feel like this is a trade that should have happened elsewhere and would have got more for what they really got? I mean, the Cardinals just traded off 5 guys that really not even one of them was only top 10. The rest of them are kind of just like, oh, or whatever, you know. And then the Rockies still gave $50 million to the Cardinals. So the Rockies are paying paying Arenado to play for the Cardinals for free this year. So
yeah,
basically, right? What do you guys think about that?
For the next year and a half, actually, because $50 million that takes care of at least the first year plus like half of the next year.
Well, I would say that it's just more of a discount, because Arenado should be making around like 30 plus a year, right?
Well, he can opt out. He can opt out.
Yeah, but I think the Cardinals end up paying like 15 or 20. So they get him like half off, like 50% off for some reason.
So they got him off of
money.
So they are paying,
so that way he could accept the trade. Like, I guess the Cardinals didn't want him for that amount of money. So since the Rockies couldn't take care of like majority of the contract, Arenado went ahead.
They gave
and said,
money
all right,
too.
Give me less money. I just want out of here.
Dude, it sucks for the Rockies though. I mean, they've always had these big name players and they get rid of them. Remember they had the shortstop that they traded off to Tulowitzki. They traded him off to the Blue Jays, and then he went to the Yankees and then retired. And then, you know, he had other players from Colorado that they just got rid of, you know, and it sucks. Now Arenado, and you didn't get really anything from, I'm going to name the freaking players. Austin Gomber, Mateo Gil, Tony, Lucy.
Can't hear you.
Oh, you can't? Oh, damn. All right. And then you got Elugiris Montero and then Jake Sommers. So none of those ring a bell, right? Only one of them, like I said, is
Gomber.
Top 10. Gomber?
Gomber's been in he's been in the majors for a couple seasons now.
He has?
Yeah.
Man, but still,
pitcher, right?
He's the pitcher. Yeah, he's a pitcher.
Yeah, I've seen him pitch a few times.
Yeah, but to be honest, like anybody that goes to Colorado and it's a pitcher is pretty much a death sentence, you know? It's like, you know, I don't think the Rockies, other than Freeland, remember Freeland was going to be a Cy Young Award winner back in, was it 17 or 18?
Right?
German, right? German Marquez?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he was good too.
He was good. Yeah, he was good. But these are high ERAs. Like, you know, going to Colorado is not a good thing for any pitcher out there. I guess the Rockies know what they were doing, right? I mean, it's going to disable the West. Now you just have the Dodgers and Padres battling it out. Now you don't have that third team that's going to try to beat, you know, the series. Yeah. You know,
the Rockies were looking pretty good last season too.
Yeah.
Last season and the season before.
You only have Blackman and Trevor Story there now.
Yeah.
That's it. And so
they got some other guys that everyone thought was kind of going to be like up and comers, right? Garrett Hampson. He was supposed to be like their star second baseman. Ryan McMahon.
Yeah,
to be like their like star like first baseman.
Yeah,
but I don't know, man. I don't know if developing has really gone bad for them or what's going on over there. But
it's like they're giving up. But what does that mean for the Central, though? Does that mean the Cardinals are going to win the Central Division? They're one of the weakest. Actually, it is the weakest, right? We said it before in other shows.
Is the weakest division, yeah.
Yeah.
And with this move, I think they solidified their reign over the NL Central. I mean, the Reds lost Bauer, and the Cubs lost Darvish. So I mean, the Central is just weak, dude.
It's really weak, and the Pirates are just getting rid of everybody too. They're not.
Yeah, the Pirates have been very kind of just like out of everything for the past few seasons. Like
what about
ever since like McCutcheon's MVP season, like no one really gives anything about the Pirates anymore. And then now like they gave away like their star first baseman Josh Bell for practically nothing.
And Talon to the Yankees.
Tyone, yeah.
Talon to the Yankees. Like, what's going on? Like, they're not getting anything for these guys. Like, they're just, it's like a,
yeah.
It looks
Bad
like
trades,
an estate
dude.
sale. It's in the like estate sale. I mean, it's good for the Cardinals. The Cardinals have a batting lineup, you know, a better batting lineup than they did last year. So, I mean,
for sure.
You know, and then the Brewers. What do you think about the Brewers? The Brewers aren't doing anything either.
No.
It's
Well,
like, you know, like
they signed Colton Wong, which I don't really understand that because they have Keston Hiura at second base. So what are they going to do with what are they going to do with Wong? One of them is going to have to play shortstop, right?
Maybe one of them are one of them is gonna play shortstop. Maybe one of them is a shortstop by trade. You know, so I don't know, man. I think Arenado should have fit in another team and I for a lot more than what they got.
Arenado even said that he was happy to play for a team that wants to win now.
Yeah,
like wanting to win is great, but winning is different than wanting to win. You know, I mean, every team wants to win.
Yeah, and that's the business.
Man, it's like their pitching staff is garbage. All they really have is Jack Flaherty. You know, they have Miles Michaelis. It's fine. The reliever Reyes, is it Reyes?
Mm-hmm.
They got a couple guys kind of like, you know, that stand out here and there, but their starting rotation is really bad.
Yeah.
So why not focus on pitching before you add this
another bat.
Amazing hitter? The one hitter is not going to win you 20 games like a really good starting pitcher can.
Well, maybe in that division it's going to win you that, you know, that division title, but would it get you past that first divisional game where, I mean, not divisional, but that playoff
The
series?
first playoff.
Yeah, they're going to
it's gonna be
else.
Yeah, it's gonna be St. Louis and the Cubs. That's who it's ultimately gonna come down to.
Yeah, because the Cubs still have a core there, right? They still have the same team, and we've been saying that maybe they'll be trading them off before the season.
And they got Peterson now.
Yeah,
so, yeah, and that's, I mean, we'll wait and see what happens. But in the West, we know what just happened, and there's a big news with this one. And Tony, I know he's one of your favorite players. You want to say who it was and where he signed?
Well, like I said in our first fantasy video about starting pitchers, that he would either be choosing New York Mets or the Los Angeles Dodgers, and that's Trevor Bauer, who ultimately decided to get with the good guys and chase that ring, you know,
and rock the Dodger blue.
Oh heck yeah! You know, I know a lot of Mets fans out there are gonna be upset. You know, feel like they got trolled.
I already see it all over social media.
Man,
They're
I already
so
see
mad,
it. Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
They're so mad.
Oh man,
they're all
dude.
talking about. He has a 4 ERA. We didn't even want him.
But yet they're crying
this
about
guy was
him.
the only thing you guys were talking about.
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of videos, and a lot of people post their videos on TikTok, Instagram. They're like, "Oh, we hate Trevor Bauer. You know, good luck with that 4 ERA." I'm like, dude, you guys were talking about, like Will said, all week long, man. Like, get over.
They were really excited.
Look, the Mets still have a badass freaking starting rotation. I don't even know why they're even like worried about that. And then there's other fan bases too, though, that they're hating. They're like, oh man, that's too much money, like that they're spending on Trevor Bauer on one pitcher.
Well, I agree.
Yeah,
I feel like it is just
it's a little bit, but to that point, I want to say that, you know what, the Dodgers are one of those teams that actually care about their fan base, and the fan base always shows those numbers when they play anywhere. They can play in Philadelphia. They can play in New York. You know, there's Dodger fans everywhere. And then they play at Dodger Stadium. That stadium's always full. There's like 40 plus every year. Yeah. I know with the pandemic, we haven't seen fans in the stands, but I'm pretty sure once it starts, that's going to pay itself. And
we're still going to watch the game so they can get like ad revenue or whatever. You know, I mean, we'll still be one of the highest markets out there. We're definitely number one or number two.
Yeah,
I think we're number two. I mean, I think we're number one now because we were right behind the Yankees. I think.
Yeah.
The Yankees were number one, and then Dodgers were two. But with this signing, I think it puts us over the top. I think we might even be like past the luxury tax now.
Oh,
Yeah, it might
yeah.
be. Maybe.
Yeah. And for those fan bases and those fans that are actually like worried about Dodger fans or Dodger, like I just got one thing to say to them. Like, to be honest, like, Óyame más, that's in Spanish, hate me more, Like, if you guys want to hate us, go ahead and hate us because we have the best players and the Dodgers have the money to pay it, then go ahead. There's fan bases out there, like I'm going to mention the Cleveland Indians. Trevor Bauer is getting paid more than that whole franchise, and that owner is sitting on freaking money, and he doesn't want to spend it on you guys. So you guys should be really upset at that. So Mets fans, that too. If you guys want to go there, go there. You guys can stay there and be like mad at Trevor Bauer when he goes to New York. You guys can boo him, but he's not with the Mets. He's with the Dodgers. So yeah, that's a little rant, man. I just been like looking at social media all day, dude, and talking like
Carlos is like, that's my man now. Hey man, I agree. Some owners, do have the talent around them and just don't want to pay them. Like you mentioned, the Indians. Yeah. I think the Mets are just, rightfully so, but I feel like if anybody should be mad, it should be the Angel fans, because that's who really needed them more than, say, the Mets or the Dodgers. The Angels really needed a pitcher, an ace, to bring it, and it would have been awesome. I still think it's gonna be awesome because now Bauer's gonna have he's going to be posting with Mookie Betts, Cody Bellinger. We're going to see all kind of behind the scene videos. It's going to be awesome. But, and I feel like it would have been awesome too with like Mike Trout and Rendon, maybe like that would have been cool. But as a Dodger fan, I'm a lot happier. But like if I was an Angels fan, I would be kind of fucking pissed.
And, the contract for Trevor Bauer is 3 years, is $102 million. So then the first year he's going to get paid $40 million. The second year it's going to be $45 million, which is the 2 first years are going to be an opt out. So he can opt out after the first year. And then the third year is going to be $17 million. I think he's going to opt out before then. So his contract is going to be a little bit less.
Well, maybe
if he doesn't.
Right?
Maybe if he doesn't pitch that third year.
It's going to depend on his production, because if he pitches like an ace, then he's going to know that he can get some more money from a different team that wants to pay him again.
Exactly.
And I think that's really what the Dodgers were going for anyway. They're like, well, let's go ahead and pay this guy a lot of money for the first 2 years while we still have Cody Bellinger that's not making a lot, Will Smith that's not making a lot, Max Muncy that's not making a lot. Justin Turner is probably not going to get re-signed now because they just don't have the money for it. So they kind of, they chose the starting pitching route instead of going for their star third baseman. So it's probably going to be Edwin Rios. Maybe they could pick up kind of like a low level name, just kind of like a backup, or have someone else kind of come up. But it really looks like Edwin Rios is going to be the starting third baseman now.
And that's what it looks like.
Going to be owed like $17 million with the qualifying offer, and they didn't pay for that. I think that they knew for a little while that this was going to happen. And I mean, you guys saw the video, right? The Trevor Bauer video that he posted on his social media.
Yeah, he probably worked on that for like a week.
He had a professional camera crew come in and record him putting on a bunch of different jerseys, and then eventually show up in that Dodger jersey. He had to have been planning this for like weeks, man.
Yeah, I was looking at the video and I'm like,
great self promotion, and look what it got him, man. It got him a $40 million contract. Hats off to the guy, man. Honestly, I feel like it's a little overpriced.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Especially for the type of production he's getting. But I also feel like the hype is there, and he talks a big game. So all right, let's see what you're gonna do. Put up or shut up. I feel like right away we're gonna, we're expecting a lot from him. That's a lot of pressure that he put on himself. He
likes the pressure though.
Yeah, and I mean, I really talked highly about him, like probably throughout all these podcasts that we've done in the past.
You love the dude, man. You've been talking about him.
I do. I love what he does for the game, not just what like what type of numbers he puts up. I just like his the way he looks at the game, and he knows what should be done. I don't know, man. I got nothing but good things to say about Trevor Bauer. And now that he's with the Dodgers, I feel like he's gonna dominate. I don't think he'll replicate that 1.73 ERA, but he'll definitely be under 3. He's definitely gonna get like maybe 12 to 14 wins, if not maybe. But so, that's where I see him get. You know, if we're playing a full season, I feel like he's gonna do that, and I feel like he's gonna dominate again.
So how do you guys match up the Padres and the Dodgers now? Like, I know the Dodgers had a good pitching staff before even Trevor Bauer. Will, we were texting, right? And we actually, you posted something on Instagram, and I said, like, do we really need him though? You know? And then you said something like, we can have, you get options, right? You have options if someone gets hurt. And I didn't think about that. That's really good, actually. And then this big thing happens, and now you're thinking about, wow, you already had a good pitching staff. Now you get Trevor Bauer, and now how does that match up with the Padres? The Padres, when talking a lot, I mean, been signing a lot of players, right? A lot of pitching. They traded pitchers, and they did what they needed to do, which is, you know, first time in history that the Padres are actually doing something. Their owners are actually caring about their fans, right? What I just said, you know, I went on that little rant earlier. So, how does it match up? Like, Will, give me your take on that, dude.
I think that Darvish is overrated, and I think Snell is great, but he can really only go 5 innings. So I never really saw those guys as like game changers anyway. Like they're both amazing pitchers, right? Yeah. But I feel like Darvish is a little bit past his prime. You know, when he was with Texas, that was like when he was really dominating. Yeah. His slider is second to none. He has the best slider in the game. Maybe Chris Sale, but Chris Sale hasn't pitched in like 2 seasons, so he's kind of irrelevant right now. And in the game right now, I think he has, you know, the best stuff out there, especially on that Padres pitching staff. Because Snell is really good. He has really solid fastball command, mix it up with a couple breaking pitches. And I think those 2 guys are legit, but I don't see either one of them as like a legit ace. I see both of them as number 2s. And that's kind of like the same thing that I see with Bauer. I don't see him as a legit ace. I see him as a number 2. I still see Kershaw as a number 1. Kershaw has he really lost velocity a few years ago. His fastball went from like 93 and 94 down to like 89, 90, sometimes 91. But he's gotten it up a tick since then. He's more up to like 93 kind of consistently now. And he's learned, like, I can't just throw the ball as hard as I can anymore. I need to mix up my pitches a little bit more, throw more sliders. He added a 2-seam and a changeup. So he has this huge arsenal now. That's what I see as a legit ace, you know, someone that can that has their downs and then they change themselves to make themselves better again. You know, they're adjusting
as they're getting older.
Yeah. Exactly. That's what you have to do as a pitcher in this game. Like Tim Lincecum, who was throwing 100 miles an hour. He comes back after Tommy John surgery and he can't throw 100 miles an hour anymore. So what happens? His ERA blows up to like 6 or 7. Yeah. And he wasn't able to adjust because he never really had stuff. He was just that like fireball flamethrower, kind of like Syndergaard, right? That's why I don't really see the Mets pitching staff as anything amazing, because Syndergaard's been hurt. He can never pitch a whole season. Do you remember when he ripped his like a rib muscle off of his bone?
That's like, when he was working out or something like that, or 2 years?
No, it was he had a little tiny pain, told the coaching staff about it. It was during a game. It was like during like the first or second inning.
Was it?
And he's like, don't worry about it. I know my body. I'll be fine. And then he goes out there, and then the very next pitch that he threw, he tore something in his side. I think he tore like a rib muscle off of the bone. And then he was out for the remainder of the season. And ever since then, consistently, he's just been getting hurt every single year and a few times a year. Yeah. So I don't really see Syndergaard as like a mainstay in the Mets right now. Really, all they really have is DeGrom and Stroman. And Steven Matz, right?
And
Steven
Carrasco?
Matz is okay. He's like a solid number 3, but Stroman,
They have Carrasco too, though.
Didn't they?
Oh, that's right. They do have Carrasco now.
Yeah. So
But
if
still,
if the Mets would have got Bauer, man, that pitching staff would have been. I mean, we're still talking about it. We're still talking about
the
their
thing with Carrasco though is Carrasco is like how I see Darvish now. Like he's just past his prime. He's in
got
the
traded,
4.
by the way.
He's in his CRA is going to be about 4 from now on. You know, he's never really going to go under that. Maybe a little bit, 390 something, but he's not like an ace style pitcher anymore. Mm-hmm. Like when the Indians had Carrasco and Kluber and they had one other guy. I forgot who it is. But that's when he was really in his prime, you know. But yeah. I don't really see the Padres pitching staff as anything amazing until Clevenger comes back, right? Because Clevenger is a legit ace in my eyes. He's still really young. It just sucks that he got injured. Before the playoffs started too. Yeah,
I still don't downplay the Padres, what they're doing and what they did. I still think that they're going to battle it out.
Their offense is equal to the Dodgers, I think. They both hit a lot of home runs, get on base a lot. I think that the Padres steal a lot more bases than the Dodgers, so that's going to help them score a lot more runs. But they have no bullpen. They had Drew Pomeranz and like a couple guys that were kind of like no-names that actually pulled through last season, but it was this 60-game season. What are they going to do when they play 162?
And they don't have a closer anymore.
They got rid of Yates.
Yates left to the Blue Jays.
It was Pomeranz. Yeah. Pomeranz was closing because Yates was hurt.
So then the Padres don't have a closer and the Dodgers don't have a closer. Who is it that they're going to look for to close those games? Does it look like
I think the Dodgers are going to go for Blake Treinen.
Treinen?
It's either going to be Blake Treinen or what's the other fireball thrower, man?
Bruce Gatterall?
Yep. He's definitely. I look at him as our next Jansen.
Yeah,
dude, that guy is so good. His confidence level is through the roof. I feel like that's a big plus, especially for a relief pitcher. You got to be confident in your stuff. You got to be, dude, and that's what I like about Bauer too, man. The way the intensity he brings, dude. I feel like it's gonna be like.
Dude, it's gonna be a good series when they play the Padres. I just
like
know
World
that.
Series or bust again. I honestly feel that if spending this money, man, we gotta win it again, and we gotta get what's his name? The flamethrower. What's
Bruce Gatterall.
Yeah, that guy, man.
Bruzal. Yeah.
I'm not even gonna try.
And we weren't even supposed to get him. He was supposed to be part of the Mookie Betts trade. When we traded like Maeda to the Twins, Bruce Gatterall was on the Twins, and then he was supposed to go to Boston in like a 3-way trade.
Yeah,
but then it never happened.
Yeah,
it never
happened.
That. So I mean,
we're like, we'll take
Bruce Gatterall, and we got Mookie Betts and David Price, and all we really gave up was Alex Verdugo.
That was crazy. That was a crazy trade. I remember that. Will, actually, I remember we were like, we got Bruce Gatterall. Who is this guy? Like, what?
Right?
Yeah.
And then they kept on saying like he gets hurt too often. He throws too hard. Blah blah blah. But now that I see him, dude, he throws 100 miles an hour effortlessly. He doesn't even have to try to throw it that hard. He just goes out there and just whips it in.
Like whatever, man.
Easy, man. Yeah. It's like.
Dude, all right. Well, it's going to be an interesting season, man. The Padres and Dodgers are going to go at it since the Rockies traded off of Arenado. I mean, the Rockies aren't even mentioned, and then the Diamondbacks, I don't know what they're doing. And, of course, the Giants are all the way into I don't know what they're doing, to be honest. Let's move on, man.
I wanted to ask Tony something real quick.
Go, ask him. Ask him.
Trevor Bauer, I heard you say earlier that you think that he's going to have an under 3 ERA.
Yeah, definitely.
I kind of feel another bet coming on, dog.
Oh.
Another one? Damn, you must love losing money, huh?
Hey, we'll see, man.
Dude, with the Dodgers defensive, like, how's he gonna? I don't see him having 3. So if it is gonna be over 3, it'll be like 3.1, 3.2.
I think that he's going to be low 3s. I think he's going to be like a 3.1 guy. I don't think he's going to hit under 3. I think that's
like, this guy just wants to make this bet so he can end up even for the year.
Hey, this money's going to pay for my fantasy.
Through. He's going to.
So he's not
they'll
going to be
mad
a
'cause
Cy
he
Young.
chose
So he's not
Elliott.
going to be a Cy Young then. He's not going to be
No
like,
way.
no?
Not even close.
I don't
dude.
think I don't know, but he's got that sticky icky, bro.
Yeah,
I
see,
mean-
that's the thing. Also, what if he gets caught?
Everybody,
See,
what if he gets caught? Come on now, man. They're not gonna want to do that because then everybody's gonna get lined up. Everybody,
Hey.
let's go. I mean, they already got Cole up there.
Hey, I
You
got
know?
I got an interesting fact though. The Dodgers are the only team this year that has 3 Cy Young Award winners.
I did
you
see
got
that.
Kershaw, you got Price, and now Trevor Bauer. So, and then you have your
And
future when
what's
Buehler.
crazy is that you have a couple future Cy Young winners too,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
Walker Buehler, a lot of people are projecting him to win the Cy Young this season coming up.
Me,
And then
included.
you also have Dustin May, who is like a younger version of Walker Buehler. Give him 5 seasons, dude. He's gonna be lights out, man.
Yeah,
He is.
I feel like the Dodgers, they got a really good chance of being like,
back to
like
back to
maybe-
back.
yeah. Honestly, the next 5 years are looking really good for the Dodgers.
Wow.
The-
That's amazing
definitely.
because I never got to hear that when I was young. Now that I'm older,
Right.
I can brag about it and be like, yeah, the Dodgers are champions. And in 2021, they do this, they make this move. It makes it more kind of like solidified to me to say, yeah, we're still the championship. We're still on that championship run where we can go ahead and be like 2-peat, 3-peat. I don't know. Keep going. I don't care. I just want to be a
Yeah.
champ.
Yeah, man.
Why stop there?
Yeah.
Be like the Yankees were, right?
Yeah. Yeah. In the
To start
2000s,
catching
right?
up.
What was it?
We
The
need to
98,
get,
99,
we need to get
2000?
like 21 more rings so we can
Catch up.
match up with the
Yeah.
Yankees. Hey, but earlier you said we have 3 Cy Young winners.
Mhm.
We also have 3 MVPs, dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
We have
yeah?
Kershaw, Bellinger, and Mookie Betts.
And the Mooks.
3
The
MVPs,
Mooks.
3 Cy Youngs, man.
Yeah, yeah, it's an amazing team, and you still have a what do you call it, World Series MVP too, and Corey Seager.
Corey Seager.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, dude, it's gonna be an exciting season. I'm just waiting for it. I'm excited for, I wasn't too in on Bauer though, like to be honest. And now that I started seeing,
Oh, but now you do. See, I told you.
Yeah,
I told you.
but the reason is because I didn't think the Dodgers really need him. But now, like I see all these other fan bases talk.
And you know what it was? It was the Padres making all those moves
Yes.
that ended up forcing the Dodgers to make this move.
To spend
Because
money.
if they didn't go out and get you Darvish or Blake, they wouldn't even been thinking of Bauer. But since they picked up, now that they're gonna have I feel like that's why a lot of people are mad too, because they felt like the Padres were gonna be like, serious contenders. Now they're almost like we slapped them right back down to second place, like,
Right.
oh, you think that's cute? You guys got a few players. Oh, that's nice.
yeah.
Oh, here's
Sit
Trevor
down.
Bauer. Look how much we're dropping on him. Yeah.
Yeah,
I know
what you mean.
I mean, I would have preferred to have Arenado. I feel like that trade would have been
Amazing.
better for the Dodgers,
I
just
agree.
because I feel like defense and pitching wins championships. And I feel like the Dodgers were already stacked in pitching.
Yeah.
Now we're just like ultimate elite. We just went like Super Saiyan on everybody.
Like, yeah,
I
this
feel-
is it. Yeah, I get
Yeah,
you. I get
so-
you.
It's
Yeah.
World Series or bust for me again, though. Like just because of the contract they signed him for. So
Wow. So what?
we'll see what happens.
Where do you slot him at? Do you slot him at number 2 or number 3?
I don't know what Roberts is going to do. I think he's number 3. I think
Yeah.
you go Kershaw, Bueller, and then Bauer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I agree. I don't think he's an ace, and to be getting paid that much money to slot him in
Yeah.
number 3, it's
Yeah.
like wow.
But
I
I
know.
think the Dodgers did it for a few reasons. Just because of the type of player that he is. I feel like he is gonna bring like his 110% every game. I think you can see that's the type of player he is. He's not gonna be like someone who just slack off. I mean you see it through his like what are they called, the all the things he does daily. It's not his podcast, but what are they?
His workouts.
I guess I don't, but you see him on social media all the time, always working,
Yeah.
always
Yeah.
trying to improve, and not just like improve physically, but also mentally with the game, like spin rate and blah 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 and this and that.
See, and that's the thing that I really like about Trevor Bauer is he's constantly trying to get better. There's a lot of pitchers out there that they become comfortable with who they are as a pitcher. They don't necessarily try to get any better when they reach a certain age. But this guy, he's already in his late 20s, or actually he's 30 now, I think.
Yeah.
But he's just consistently like trying to get better all the time. He tweaks little things here and there to see if it works. If it works, then he keeps it. If it doesn't work, then he goes back to his old ways. I really like that. He's very methodical about stuff like that. So I could see Trevor Bauer, becoming the legit ace of the Dodgers in the next 2 years because of his work ethic. But
we don't know.
Not everything goes according to plan all the time. So
Don't worry, man.
I see him as the number 3 right now, with potential to be a number 2 or 1.
Yeah. Well, I got Buehler winning the Cy Young, so I don't think that's going to happen if he stays with the Dodgers. and Buehler does win the Cy Young. He might be number 2 because we were talking about earlier how Kershaw has back problems, and he is getting older and he is getting arm fatigue, and his velocity, you said that's 93 right now. Like, he had a short season last year and he kind of did rest his arm a little bit, right? So maybe this year he comes back and he throws 93, but maybe at the end of the season he'll be throwing a little bit slower, or maybe he'll keep it constant. But Kershaw is getting older. And maybe Buehler's that number. I mean, Buehler, not Buehler. Bauer. Bauer's going to be number 1 or number 2, and it'll all get fixed during the season in 2021. And I can't wait for it.
Buehler just needs to figure out how to control the blisters. That's going to be his big thing, because that's what kind of held back Rich Hill also, and the Bulldog. What's his name?
Bulldog. What?
Yeah, the pitcher from the 80s World Series Dodgers team.
Oral Hershiser.
Oral Hershiser.
Oral Hershiser. There you go. My bad.
Yeah.
How can I forget Oral, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he had a lot of blister problems back in the day too.
Yeah.
That curveball, the seams just rub against the finger over and over again. Callus is up, and then they rip off the callus. And if you haven't seen these blisters, man, these are nasty. It's not just like a little tiny blood blister that you get from pinching your fingers or something like this.
Don't look too close, though. Don't look too close.
Yeah, it's
because foreign
substance.
Hey, man, you never know. That's probably why they paid him so much. That sticky icky, man. He can't find it anywhere else.
David Price too. David Price got caught with pine tar on his fingers when they won the World Series in 2018.
Oh, really? Oh, well.
Yeah. They never said anything about it. There was no investigation.
What's the saying? If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. And if you don't get caught, it ain't cheating, baby.
So you are an Astros fan.
Yeah, you're an Astros fan. Well, we're running out of time here. Hope you guys enjoyed our take on Trevor Bauer and the Arenado trade. Go and follow us on Instagram and TikTok and Twitter. We actually have a website as well, not a website, an email. Is realtalkbaseball@yahoo.com. Send us your questions, and actually send us a question here on YouTube. I'm Carlos Baseball. This is Will Power and Tony Snap. Real Talk Baseball, signing out.
See you guys.